Hey everybody, it's me again, and I have a couple of tiny projects to share with you, a couple of shakers that I just finished, and they're really cute. So let me just share with you the paper, the dies, what I use to make my shakers for these particular shakers. Now, my paper, which is in the background and is also is the bows and the butterflies, I used this something blue paper pad 6x6 from Prima, and I most likely will be making cards for these to go on, or something for them to go on, maybe flip book or something, I don't know, but I'm going to be leaving it out because I do want to continue with this. And the dies that I used is from Sizzix, Tim Holtz, and the window one is this window and window box. I don't know why it's not focusing, but there we go. And then the other one that I used is called TikTok. I also used, okay Haley, don't go crazy on me. I also used this bow die from Martha Stewart. It's like one of the dies I've been using a lot lately. I mean punch, not die. And I just punched out, you know, to make my bows to match out of that paper. And then on both of these, I also punched out a couple of butterflies from this Martha Stewart punch as well. And what else? For my acetate, I just use packaging material. As you can see, it still has the sticker on there because sometimes you only need a little piece. And these come from either stamps or dies. Classic petal, I don't even know what that was for. But I always, you know, I try to cut up whenever I can the packaging. And I just recently took apart, or took out my dies out of this particular one, so you could use this. Now some of them have this raised look, which you could actually use that as a shaker as well. So instead of throwing everything out, what I do is I just cut it to where I have what I can work with and just save that, instead of buying the new acetate sheets. And you do have to clean them up sometimes, when you use these, as much as you can. I also use some foam sheets, and I actually have, let's see, this one here, I use 2 layers of this thin foam, and this will run through the die, at least these. But then I have this thicker one here, which I didn't use the die because it won't go through, but I used it for this, and I just cut it to work since they were straight lines, while this is a circle. But this was like the last that I had left, so I need to get some more of this to have handy. I did use also, I forgot to share with you, this Pastels cardstock pad from American Crafts, and for this one I used this yellow, which is really not that yellow like you see here. It's more of a cream color. And then for this one I used this green, which again doesn't even look like that green. It actually looks darker. So the colors really don't go very well with what they put on the packaging. And then I did use some of this. This is craft and white chipboard pad from Little Bee, and it comes as a 12x6. I picked this up at Tuesday morning for $1.99. So I used both. I used the craft and I used the white, just to give me some substance, and thickness. And well, I'll explain exactly what I did. And then what else did I use? I used an assortment of my stuff to fill. Now, for both of these, I stuck to these 2 colors of seed beads from Michaels. So I finally broke into these, and I find it, I didn't realize that they're sealed, and I don't know anybody that's bought these have opened these yet, but these are actually sealed, and I spilled some. But I didn't open them all the way so that I could pour it out slowly. Okay. I don't know why it's must be static in there. Anyway, they do come sealed, and if you just make a little hole, then you can just pour it out slowly. So I just use these two colors. And I also use a little bit of sequins in this, and then and I think this one I used this stuff here, which I showed you in a haul from Hobby Lobbies, and it actually reminds me of snow, which I'll show you the white one. You know when you buy the bags of the snow, like the flake looking ones, that's what it reminds me of, and it's probably the same thing, but they call it confetti, and I found it in the party section at Hobby Lobby. And then just some sequins and glitter. I know I put glitter in this one. I don't know what I put in here. I put some other things in here that... Oh yeah, let me share. Some of these, I think I used some of the stars, and I used some of the hearts. And then I used, out of another pack, which I can't get out now, that Tammy S's Crafter 1 sent me. And it was like nail art sequence or something. Anyway. And the majority of my glue, I used the foam glue because it also will stick plastic, foam, and wood. And then I did use some glossy accents, and I think I used some of this wet adhesive too, quick dry. But it all depended on what I was sticking to what. So let me start with the one that I first made, and it's this clock, which is the TikTok die, which is really, really cute, and it shakes really nicely. You can see how thick it is because this is the one with 2 layers of the thin foam. I did keep the hands and just put them on top, and then I put the butterfly, and then here's the bow. Alright, so now what you're seeing, like all of this here, that it's a dark color, kind of like a gray with a sparkle, and then on the edge of my bows and on the hands, and then down here, that's actually, let's see if I could get it, the silver wink of Stella, and it's a brush that you brush on, and it gives you that, see that shimmer, but this one actually has color in it, and it's got the silver color. So I really want to get a clear one eventually. Which way is this? I gotta keep it upside down. Anyway, but it worked out for this because it made it look like the metal, and it was shimmery. Look at how shimmery that is. And then, you know, I edged the bow that I created with the Martha Stewart punch, and I put in a halfback pearl. It's actually from Michaels. And then on the butterfly, I also edged it with the wink of Stella. And what I did with that is I brushed on some glossy accents on the butterfly, and I actually dipped it into this stuff. So you don't have to just use glitter. This is like the flakes. And I kind of like that look it gives, and it gives it sparkle as well. And then on the inside, you can see the background paper from that pad. I used that really pretty floral. Wanted to make it shabby chic. And unfortunately my camera doesn't focus too well. It doesn't have a really good focus when I get too close. So let me see if I can tap on this, and no, it doesn't do any better. But as you can see inside, there's the seed beads, there's a few sequins, there's some flower sequins, and there's a couple of butterflies. This one has some glitter that I threw in there. And I don't know if you can tell those little teeny tiny sequins that I'll see, you see the little round ones, those were the ones that Tammy sent me. And then there's the stars from Recollections. So really cute. I love the way it came out. So this is that cream or yellow cardstock, and I adhered the plastic directly to that, and then I did my 2 layers of the foam. Actually, no, the cardstock was adhered straight to the craft paper and then to the plastic. And then the foam, and then a layer of the white chipboard from here. And to finish it off, it's that pattern paper on the back, which I only cut a circle to fit. But this whole thing is probably going to get attached to something, most likely. Alright, so that's that one. And then this one here, the window. Now, unfortunately, what I really wanted to show in here is actually getting covered with all of the stuff inside. There's actually a little bike in there. And let's see if I can find that page. It just got lost. Here it is. It got lost with all the you know, the stuff that you put in there, and it looks like this, but all that got covered up. Unless you look at it upside down. Let's see. You can kind of see a little bit back there. But anyway, I gotta put my glasses on. I can't see. Alright, so now this die actually comes with the little window box, which is here, and you just, you know, put dimensionals as thick as you want. So that's why you see this extra foam. And I did use that thick foam that I mentioned. And I just cut strips, 2 for each side and then 1 strip for the window box. And I just made sure that they were butting against each other in there so nothing would, you know, go, there wouldn't be a gap inside. I don't know if you could see that. So this is with that green cardstock, and it does emboss these lines for you. And I did make a little arrangement to look like it's coming out of that flower pot. And I'm not sure where these came from, or these, because they were given to me a while back. But these are Wild Orchid Craft, and then these are from my stash. Now with this butterfly, I actually dipped him into, oh, what's it called? Rock candy? I forgot what the name of that glitter is, but it's a very chunky glass glitter. And that was the same punch. And then up here, it's the bow just like the other one. And then you can see inside the flakes. This one I only used the green flakes. That, it's just so shimmery. And I didn't put any sequins, but I did use the micro beads. And what else did I use in there? There's some heart shapes in there. You can barely tell because this camera's not picking it up, but you can kind of see right there. There's some hearts. And I think I threw in, yeah, there's little stars in there too that were from Tammy. But what I did do, after I did the same thing I did before with the chipboard, the paper, the plastic, then I put my foam. I put another layer that I cut out the whole window in white, and you can kind of see it inside in the background. And that's when I put my background paper. It doesn't completely cover, but this is the background paper with the image. So you can actually see it, and what happens is when you do shake it and you bring it back down again, these things kind of get caught on that little sill, and it looks really cool. I like that. It almost looks like there's 4 separate shakers, even though there's not. So there you go. So there's my 2 shakers. It really was, it's not a hard thing to do. It was just getting into the mode, plus the time. I had started this one yesterday, and my husband came home early from work, and I didn't know he was coming home early, so it just broke my, not my concentration, but my creative juices. It stopped. And then I couldn't finish, so I had to finish today after he left to go to work. And I finished this one, then I wanted to do another one, and I went ahead and did this before it got too late. So at least I managed to get 2 out. And again, I do want to stick these onto something, either a card or a flip book or something. I don't know, maybe a flip book would be cool. So there's my 2 projects. Not much done. Did I share the rest of my I think I did. I probably did. I don't know. I think I did share the rest of these things. The only other thing that I was doing was making more of these rosettes, and I just filled my tray so that I would have them ready for whatever. But that's about it. I'm not getting much done. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.